Hey, thanks for calling the Beards and Sundries Market. You've reached Jay. Leave a message after the tone.
Hello, I am a representative of Johnson and Johnson in Boise, Idaho. And I have some investors that are interested in franchising, franchise opportunities with the Wacky Tacky Funeral Home. Now, these investors are ready to spend big money, but no more than a grand total of $35. If you could please get back to us and let us know if there are franchise opportunities, we sure would appreciate it. Thank you.
And welcome back.
Hola.
Hello.
Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 17 of Beards and Sundries.
Oh, God, we're almost 18. I can move out soon.
Almost legal again.
Ooh.
That's right, guys. It's time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and tonight at 6, are millennials killing the serial killer industry? Yes. Now, let's check our weather with Anthony.
I wish I'd done something weather-related. I didn't know. And I'm Anthony, voted most likely to be killed by a Sniffies hookup.
Oh, wow.
Sniff, sniff. And I'm Joe, and I've certainly been gutted, but so far I've escaped with my life. But that means that today's scary sundry item is serial killers. All right, Beardos, we're sending off Spooky Month with a fun finale today. We have a dark and gritty murder case to solve on our hands, including some very, very professional voice acting. Why, you'd even think there's a whole cast of characters in the break room with us today. Now, later on, we have a few more horror stories to finish up Spooky Month, and for game time today, a killer version of Guess Who for you all to enjoy. But before we get too far into it, how about this week's voicemail? Yay, we have one!
Representatives at Johnson and Johnson and Johnson and Johnson
and Johnson and Johnson, I think.
And Johnson.
I think there's 5 Johnsons.
But fuck that last Johnson.
Okay, well, anyways.
4 out of 5 Johnsons agree.
$35 would be the most money we've ever made on this podcast, so yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
it's the biggest profit we've ever seen, so you have your funeral home franchise all you want.
Absolutely.
As wacky and tacky as you want.
Did you guys hear Idaho?
I did hear Idaho.
That was
I also heard the state where he's from. We know you're a hojo.
Idaho!
We already know Idaho. Was that a state that we needed left?
It was a state that we needed.
Hey!
Wait, so do we have it filled out? Do we know who it is?
We do. I did fill it out on the website because I have some user content to add to this later. But
okay.
Yeah, I updated the website. So as of now, it's updated.
It's funny that you can update the website and neither Joe or I will know what it is that you've updated because we don't look at it often enough.
I mean,
I forgot we had a website.
I scroll through it and I'm just like, is this still working? And then I'm like, yep. And then I just get off of it. Hey, everyone, go check out our website. It's fantastic. And we're always on it.
We have one of those live tickers at the bottom with like web visits. And every time Jay checks it, it goes up by 1.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you to the representative at Johnson and Johnson and Johnson and Johnson and Johnson.
But not Johnson. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Johnson.
Fuck the Johnson.
The franchise rated 5 out of 6 Johnsons.
Oh, God. Well, gentlemen, do you think you could be murdered with sundries?
Absolutely.
In the sundries aisle?
I've seen some of that office grade toilet paper. It's like quart ply. It'll kill you in no time. But
my ass, I'm dead.
If you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, or are murder most foul. The term comes from an Old English word meaning odds and ends. Today, it's used mainly in retail to group together items that otherwise wouldn't have a group of their own. So, as three very killer gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Wow. That was
Fantastic.
a murderous intro.
You killed me with that.
So, for a little bit of a departure tonight, Beardos, we are starting things off with not talking about today's sundry, but we have a very important matter to discuss, and that is a murder case that has come across our break room table tonight. So, we are going to go right into tonight's special programming for a show we are calling Halloween Slays.
And now, tonight's special show, Halloween Slays.
Cockfield, Illinois, was a small town like so many others. Children played in the streets without fear. Teenagers took their dates to the local malt shop on Fridays, and every gay person had to stay in the closet for the fear of lynching. Yes, a small town like any other, until one night, under the lazy supervision of Club Monaco's bar manager Craig, the shame of Cockfield escaped. Now, Michael, with a K, is coming back to Cockfield to take revenge on all the homophobic babysitters who ever made fun of his dance routines and his obsession with underwear ads. We open on the only two men who stand a chance at stopping his killing spree, Detective Assplunder and Dr. Annal Beeds, Michael's therapist. Will they be able to catch the crazed twink before he kills again? Let's find out.
Excuse me, are you Detective Assplunder?
Why, yes I am, and who might you be, puss? He walked in looking like a grifter, but I couldn't help but notice beneath his 3-inch inseam shorts, his drumsticks, his pens, his pillars, his stems, his uprights, his getaway sticks, his gams. They gave me the vapors, and I was hoping this pip was here to see me. But what came next almost made my peepers fall out.
Detective Assplunder, I'm Dr. Annal Beeds, Michael's therapist, and I want to help you solve this case immediately.
Oh, a doctor. I'm quite impressed. Maybe you could check out this rash I formed down on my left testicle?
I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm his holistic psychic therapist. My doctorate is in bog magic. Yes, it's a real degree, and yes, it did help Michael recover from his night with Rocco Steele. His face looked hard-boiled, like a swollen giraffe anus, but I wasn't about to tell him that. He wasn't on the better side of life, that was for sure. Still, maybe it was the hooch talking, but under all that flesh pottery, he didn't seem like an average dick. I'm sorry if I seem distracted, it's just, your face looks hard-boiled, like a swollen giraffe anus.
Ah, yes, that. You see, I haven't been the same since the bath salts incident of 34. The old Joe I used to plug at the time, he was a little rough around the edges. He experimented with bath salts for the first time, which resulted in him eating my face for approximately 30 minutes before the little neighbor boy came to ask me for another sip of Coke. That's the Coke that still had the real cocaine in it. When his toy gun accidentally discharged, killing my trick. It's the 30s and toy guns are real guns, just from Mattel.
Oh my, what a devastating story. Lucky for you, it's Halloween in the 1930s, and it just looks like an ugly mask instead of your ugly face.
It's fine. I don't have time for a dizzy dame bumping gums and distracting me from making this town safe.
Oh yes, we have to stop Michael with a K before he kills every babysitter who ever babysat him. We should go find Corey Slode first.
Well, let's shake a leg and get to moving.
Our brave duo set out in Detective Assplunder's 1931 Chrysler LeBaron because Dr. Beeds took a cab. That's what people took before Uber. They head towards Cockfield, to the scene of Michael's first crime, the murder of Corey Slode. Corey's dead. Deceased. Expired corpse is displayed in grim fashion, face down, ass up, and in a pool of blood.
Oh gracious, I need a drink.
Well, you little dish, what you got there?
Oh, it's just my coffin varnish.
Well, this was a man after my own heart. Legs for days and a problem with the giggle juice. A knobby little kitten like this, it'll be hard to focus on this case. The case of Michael with a K. The elusive gay killer who wasn't supposed to escape. Damn it, Craig, from Club Monaco, you failed us. You failed this town. Now I have to wipe up your mess with this rag of justice.
You know, it's a little dingy how you talk to yourself like that. But thank you for what you said about my legs.
Look at this mess. Michael showed no mercy for poor Corey Slode.
Oh, yes, I know. I couldn't tell if we walked into a crime scene or not at the bathhouse on 69th Street during Pride Week.
And listen to that phonograph. There's a platter spinning over there playing Rihanna.
Well, that's a sure sign Michael was here. He always dances to Umbrella down at Monaco when the band plays it. I've never seen someone jive so aggressively in my life, like Britney Spears on Instagram, knives and all.
I also see heel marks in the carpet. We know someone else has been here because Corey's wearing flats. And they're not flattering flats with that dress either.
But, Detective, Michael doesn't own heels.
That means he must have taken them from someone else.
Do you mean he's already killed someone else? A floozy, maybe?
I heard on the horn earlier that there was a dead broad found down at Slobmanob Creek, missing her heels. This must be connected.
Slobmanob Creek? Oh, that really brings back the 20s for me. We used to call it Gangbang River. Gatsby once gangbanged me until I was rich, and then again until I was poor by Gangbang River. Detective Assplunder's face reminded me a bit of Gatsby's Little Gatsby. It was hideous, too.
Hey, Puss! Look over at that dresser. Looks like that drawer's been tussled through.
Great Molly Stovepipe, you're right. What do you think he could have been after? Money? Drugs? Papas?
If I had to guess, he wanted her finest clothing.
Clothing? What makes you say that?
Well, there's a label written on this drawer that says, Corey Slode's finest clothing. Please do not murder and steal these. I can't believe he would break the honor code of a labeled request.
He thinks he's a good time Johnny, but he's really just a bad egg. I also see a condom on the floor. He must have had sex with her.
Don't blow your wig off there, kitten. He had a grinder hookup after the murder. I can tell by the old-timey 1930s jockstrap left over on the divan that has 2 different men's names written in them. Looks like he took a ride on the meat wagon, and I ain't talking about no ambulance.
Just now more than ever, I wanted to take a ride on Detective Assplunder's meat wagon, if you know what I mean. Oh, my, I got the vapors. I think I need a little sip of my horse liniment.
I've got something else that's like a horse for your toots.
I bet I'd love a sip of that, too.
I'll give you the whole wing-dang-doodle.
Just before Detective Assplunder and Dr. Beeds could lean in for a kiss, a staticky voice shrills from the open front door of the Slode home. It's Detective Assplunder's radio, left on way too loud because this is the 30s and it was too big to take out of the car.
Calling all cars, calling all cars. We have another set of hooters floating in the Red River. Calling all cars.
Gee willikers, Michael has killed again! This time, it was his own sister, Breast McClanahan, known for her hooters. She was, after all, an owl breeder. The pair raced to the scene, going as fast as 35 miles per hour, only to find Breast McClanahan's spread eagle, melons on full display. Michael with a K killed her with the knife she had been using to cut cantaloupe.
Oh, goodness gracious, it smells so fresh in this house. That cantaloupe is ripe.
Yeah, and so is this death scene.
I hope her hooters will be okay, because her melons look awful.
Forget about her melons and hooters. She's dead on the floor in this house. We need to look for clues to make sure Michael with a K was the killer.
Well, what about this doily? Looks like it was cut off her blouse. Michael always hated lace.
Not good enough. Anyone could have done that. Plus, it's a bit of a blessing. This blouse is much cuter without it. But what about that note next to you on the table? What does it say?
It says, "Hi, this is Michael. I killed her with a knife and stole her wig. Signed Michael with a K. P.S. I still hate lacework."
That could be used as evidence, if it's convincing enough.
I guess that explains why Bress McClanahan has no hair, too.
And that wig wall in the bedroom.
That means if Michael with a K stole her wig and Corey's nice dresses, he's nearly at full drag.
Oh, well, what does that mean?
If he reaches full drag, he'll be unstoppable, Detective Assplunder. I've witnessed it. I didn't witness it. I actually had diarrhea from eating 8 slug burgers and downing 7 gin rickeys back to back. My gigolo told me about it the next day while I was polishing his gobble pipe. He slayed so hard they had to close the club for 2 days while they cleaned up all the blood and semen.
Good golly, we've got to stop him.
And I know just where he's headed. He has the dress and the hair and the heels. All that's left is the compact of eternal youth. That means he's going after Jamie Lee Curtis.
Well, it turns out Michael with a K really bang bang boobed it this time. That's 1930s talk for making a mistake. Jamie Lee Curtis was the sole survivor of Michael with a K's last drag killing spree. This happened before Norman Bates and Psycho, so you know our story is super original. Dr. Beards and Detective Assplunder cruise towards the final showdown at the Curtis estate, where Michael with a K hopes to complete his fabulous drag look and maybe score some Activia. Why is Jamie Lee Curtis in the 1930s, you ask? She's fucking timeless. Get over it. Will our heroes prevail? Will they save a true American icon? Or will a suburban 1930s twink win again? Let's find out.
Quick, we have to get inside. I can hear struggle up on the second story of their house.
How on earth can you hear that? The house is hundreds of feet off the street.
Well, I'm a Scorpio, and we're all empaths. I heard about it on Facebook. You know that radio show, Facebook?
Well, Toots, good on you. Let's go. As Dr. Beeds ran off with those thick legs protruding out of those revealing shorts, I couldn't help but notice the crop top shirt he's been wearing this whole time. I was so focused on the legs, I didn't notice the tight round caboose and the crop top with a slight muffin hanging out. You could tell he would down a few burgers a day, but high kick through life because it slightly looked like 2 mismatched bodies sewn together at the hip. I didn't care. I wanted to make whoopee with that dish. The way his hair flowed in the wind as he ran to that house, the way his purse kept bouncing and I would catch glimpses of his anal beads he kept stored in there. I wonder what else is in that purse. Hopefully, the key to my rugged old heart.
Don't just stand there pontificating, Detective. Let's go save Jamie Lee Curtis. Detective Assplunder was hideous and a bit of a twit, but that pizza dough face was growing on me like moles on Lindsey Graham's asshole. I just might find love and some Activia tonight.
Quick! Up the stairs!
We're here to save you, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Michael with a K! Stop! Don't kill her!
Here, do what Mitch McConnell's parents should have done, Jamie Lee Curtis. Take this wire hanger.
Yeah! End him! The courts won't stop you. This is super late term.
Oh no! Detective Assplunder, help! Michael just bumped into me and I'm about to fall out this window. Actually, I was a little drunk on my gut rot and tripped over the inordinate amount of wire hangers there were in the room.
I got you, little lady.
Please save me. There's a bunch of wire hangers that have been thrown out and sticking straight up directly below this window. If I fell, I would be dead for sure, no doubt. Where were all these wire hangers coming from?
You're safe with me now, embraced in my arms.
Detective, is that your nightstick? Are you happy to see me?
Detectives don't have nightsticks.
Oh, Detective Assplunder, I love you.
Damn it, kitten, I have to kiss you. This murder stuff has made me so hot.
Kiss me now.
Good God, I had a raging boner. Dr. Beeds had my engine revving and I was ready to go. All while Jamie Lee Curtis was trying to abort an adult gay man behind us. I couldn't have asked for a better day than this. Mom, I love ya.
Look, Michael's been poked so many times with that wire hanger, he's about to fall out the same window.
He fell!
Thank God it's the 1930s and window screens aren't widely used yet.
You see? That's how you do police work. Good job, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Wait! Michael's gone! No one should have survived landing on that many precariously placed wire hangers.
How could that be?
Oh my God! How could we forget? Twinks float when the wind blows hard enough.
Well, I'm gobsmacked. I could have swore he would have been wearing the Chicago overcoat after that fall.
This just means that eventually he's gonna kill again.
You know, that might not be so bad if I see you again.
Oh, Detective, I'm sure we'll see each other again 2 years from now, but strangely still on the same night, in some continuation of the storyline. Then maybe again after that. But next time, Michael won't be involved. Instead, it'll be Cursed Masks. But then that will be a box office bomb, and we'll go back to focusing on Michael. Except John Carpenter will have gone on to focus on his film scores.
Well, Puss, I guess I'll be seeing you around again in this franchise.
Unless we get recast for budget purposes.
That's right. You expected a better story, but this is what you got. So remember, tip your drag queens, or they'll kill you.
And now, for a word from our sponsor, the 1930s Murder Mystery Dictionary. Practice your noir now.
Has this happened to you?
You little Abercrombies are all wet. Back when I was your age, I used to pull out the old Chicago typewriter and chisel the copper for the Cadillac. And boy, howdy, I would wing-ding all the butter and egg flies down at the clip joint.
Mom! Grandpa's talking stupid again.
Oh, honey, you just need the 1930s Murder Mystery Dictionary. Your mother's right, kid. With 1930s Murder Mystery Dictionary, you'll know all the dirty 30s slang your grandpa is talking about. With just the pocket-sized digital dictionary device. Let's translate now.
Grandpa, say something.
Oh, your grandma was a real dish. We used to make whoopee in a tin can with a cinder dick before your grams had the kiss off after she plugged that gunsel for giving me a honey cooler.
Your grandma was a real lady. We used to have sex in a car with a railroad detective before your grandma was sent off for her death sentence after she murdered that young homosexual for giving me a kiss.
Ah, that boy did a lot with just a Lincoln. That was a lot back in those days.
Now you too can understand Grandpa's senile ways with the 1930s Murder Mystery Dictionary. It even translates regular English so Grandpa can finally understand you too.
Hey, tell Grandpa he's dumb for hating the song WAP.
You're a twit with a tin ear for that jive, wet hiney hoochie coocher.
That's what that jive's gobsmacking about? Turn it on, Billy. We've got some egg harboring to do.
There's some strange in this house. There's some strange in this
Don't
house.
break your
There's
hip,
some strange
Grandpa.
in this house. There's some strange.
That's right. Solve all your generational differences with your 1930s Murder Mystery Dictionary and practice your noir now. You can also order it in different decades, including one for your 1950s family
You little ankle biters.
and your 1980s family.
Gag me with a spoon.
Order now and you too can receive hard copies by mail in 6 to 8 months, not
not including shipping and handling so Grandpa can figure out what the young kids are saying. The 1930s Murder Mystery Dictionary. Because English is weird, no matter how old you are.
Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
Mitch McConnell, noun. The worst person to ever walk this earth.
That should be in the dictionary.
I will do it. Mitch McConnell, an old piece of shit.
Wing dang doodle. Adverb.
I want you to know that I just put that in there. That's not in the 1930s murder mystery dictionary. I was like, nope, just going to put wing dang doodle in there.
It was perfect. I think that's the moments I like, though, is how, like, it's not, but it sounds kind of like that era.
Chicago overcoat. Noun. I guess dead.
It means coffin.
Yeah, it's a coffin.
Coffin.
Yeah. Also, gobble pipe means saxophone.
Doily. Noun. Ugly piece of clothing.
Michael with a K doesn't like.
He hates lace work. His drumsticks, his pins, his pillows, his stems, his uprights, getaway sticks, his gams. All legs.
Coffin varnish. Noun. Grape Kool-Aid.
Coffin? I mean, a little. It's sort of like one of those, what do you call those gallon jugs, Joe? That we saw at the football game over the weekend before last?
Borg.
Yeah, like that. That's what
A blackout rage jug.
coffin
gallon.
varnish is.
A blackout rage gallon.
Jason this link for all of these 1930s words that we used in this Beardos, and there's some stuff in here.
So if you need to brush up on your vocab, make sure to pick up your copy today.
Seriously. If you don't know what an Okie is, a migrant worker from Oklahoma. Imagine if you called any person from Oklahoma a migrant.
I mean, if they leave Oklahoma and they're still working, that would make them an Okie, right?
Yeah.
I guess if we ever leave this state, we'll be Okies.
Anthony, you're a real curve. That means disappointment.
Oh, I thought you meant like a natural, perfectly acceptable thing.
Oh,
I was like, no, he's not.
Are you talking about? Wait, what'd you say? What'd you call me?
A curve.
Curve. Oh, were you? I thought you were talking about my penis.
Nope,
It's
means
got that
disappointment.
curve to
Well,
it.
actually, never mind. They are the same thing.
Hey, that's not the feedback I usually get. That's because I give him the suds, the salad, the dough, the moolah, the rhino, the bacon.
The salad shooter.
It's because you can't hear what they say when your drumsticks, your pins, your pillows, your stems, your uprights, your getaway sticks, your gams are in the air.
God,
That's right. She's really got my balls in a salad shooter, boys. Talk about sliced radishes. Woo!
Whoa, she gets me going. I want to hop. I want to rag. Jolly up. Romp. Wingding, you know?
Give me a 5 spot and I'll get out of here. That's a $5
Jesus
bill.
Christ.
Jay, you were really born in the wrong time, for sure.
Mit me, kid. That means congratulate me.
You would have owned all of those oil meetings.
That's nuts.
Anyways.
Sorry,
moving
guys.
past
That show was a
that-
little off the cob.
Oh, my God. Corny.
Ah.
Silly.
Anyways, do we have any Beardo submitted sundries, Jay, for this
Guys.
Noir episode?
We have a really great week of user submitted content, and I'm going to start with the same person who left our voicemail, Josh.
Oh, thank
Hello,
you, Josh.
Josh.
Hi,
Hello,
Josh. I'm a new follower and loving the podcast. I have started from the beginning. I'm sorry we get better.
Oh, sorry, girl.
It does get
Anywho.
better.
Just like high school, it gets better.
I swear. Anywho, I put my name on the website to claim my state, but not sure what I need to do next. I hope to be your biggest fan from the potato state of Idaho. And I updated it, so he's now on the state page for us for Idaho. I took down my form to submit that stuff because I feel like the form was broken because I got no notice, and when I logged into the form, there was nothing in there. So email us.
So, Josh, I know you're new here, but so your next steps are to upload your bank account information, your routing number, your blood type, your social security number, and then the security code on the back of your credit card. You know, those last 3 numbers. Your mother's maiden name, your first pet's name, and the name of the school you went to as a child.
And a copy of your last 3 tax returns, please.
And
and just send that to beardsandsundries@gmail.com.
And for me personally, maybe like your login for your best rewards account on one of your credit cards.
Ooh.
I'm trying to go to London next year, and I really don't want to pay for it, so.
Well, thank you, Josh. We're so glad to have new listeners.
Yes, thanks, Josh, and welcome. We're glad you're here.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome
you
to
get
the
a feature
madness.
on a very special episode.
Yes, you got a
Special with a K.
You got a unique episode. Special with a K.
Special with a K. That's
And
how
guys-
they should market Special K.
Guess what? We also heard from George and Anthony.
And Anthony.
This is what I meant when I said before I know it, it's next week. It's already Thursday. We just watched the show on Sunday, and the week already flew by. The show is great, as always, and I do agree. I would like to hear more about how Joe and Anthony got together and how you met them. I'd like to know how you and your boyfriend met, too. I do agree with you. I couldn't do the open relationship thing. I think it's great for people that it works for and enjoy it, but I don't think I personally can do it. On a different note, we had our camping trip over the past weekend. It was really fun. We met some great people. It was a bear weekend at Rainbow Ranch, and they had a barbarian costume party.
Ooh.
Me and Anthony
Hot.
dressed up. I invoked my Celtic roots with my costume. And quite a few people wanted pictures with us. I had my butt filled up by a few strangers, and one guy kept telling me how good I looked in my costume, and looked at me like he wanted to take me back to his trailer. I just awkwardly replied, "Thank you," and walked away. Anyways, that was our adventure over the weekend. I've attached a few pictures. Talk to you later. Big hugs.
Man, talk about bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash.
He said there were pictures?
Yeah, I thought I saved them.
Maybe see the pictures?
Yeah, sorry, hold on. I thought I saved them, but...
We got an email and pictures.
And pictures. But I didn't save them, I guess. I saved every other picture, so I don't know if I just boo-booed that one.
The whole wing dang doodle.
Wang
I
dang
want you to
doodle.
know that I have a very similar reaction whenever I'm at the gay bar and somebody tries to, like... I talk a big game, but when someone tries to hit on me at the gay bar and it's unexpected, I have really, really bad reactions.
We went to the gay bar right here in town after we saw Aladdin a few weeks ago. And I went to the restroom right after we got there. And the urinals, there's 3 of them in there. And they're about this close together with, of course, no wall in between because it's the gay bar. And the middle one was open and each one on the other side was occupied. So I went right up to the center one and tried to attempt to use the bathroom. And there were 2 people that I know, but not very well. And so I told them we had just gone to Aladdin. And one of them looked over and he said, "Was it hot? Did it make your dick hard? Was it really hot?" And I was just like, "Yeah, man, it was really hot. Awesome."
Really hot.
And then I just walked away.
Oh, hello.
Look how
Yeah.
cute.
It's a very cute
I
outfit.
love it.
Look at the
Yeah.
battle axe. I love it.
I
You
know,
look really
I know.
great. Your costume looks really great.
Honestly,
You want to come back to my trailer?
Yeah, I come back
You
to my
want to come
trailer.
back to my trailer? I like any excuse I get to like dress up.
That's why you stole the heels down on Slobbenop Creek.
I didn't steal the heels. That was Michael with a K.
Aren't you Michael?
I want you to know I got gangbanged by Gatsby. I
Alive.
was gangbanged till I was
Rich.
rich, and then I was gangbanged
Then
till I was poor.
God, the 20s were rough.
What are you talking about? The 20s are still rough.
Oh my God, it started rough.
It's
Moving-
the 20s and I'm roaring, but not in a good way.
Oh my God.
Moving on.
Anyways,
We also heard from Derek with the good beard.
hey Derek,
Hey, Daddy Derek.
And he said, "So, I'm listening to the pod while driving, and this pulls up next to me at the traffic light shortly after Joe discloses his name that his parents almost named him Ace.
An
And
Ace
for
construction truck.
And
This
for
just
anyone,
proves the multiverse theory.
For anyone that's not watching and just listening, I pulled up a picture of a construction truck that has Ace Construction on it.
And it's not just
The cherry
Ace,
on
it's the
top
Ace
here
of
is that it's
spades.
veteran owned and operated, which that really does add to it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And then next, we also heard from Jason, who is a new listener. And after
Hi,
last
Jason.
week's
Hello, Jason.
Hello, Jason. And after last week's funeral talk, he suggested Joe's magician outfit to
What
be
is
the
this?
assistant.
That's Nicki Minaj, not
which is
Jason.
also attached.
That's Cardi B.
Well, that's the picture he sent.
What did Jason
It's
say?
giving Cardi B
It's a-
does Cookie Monster.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. So
I
he
would-
sent this picture unrelated?
Yeah, he literally sent it, and he said, suggested, here's Joe's magician outfit, and then literally sent this.
That is my favorite color.
It is, and I think you'd look great in it, honestly.
For anyone listening and can't see, it literally barely covers his boobs, and then he has a lot of feathers around his...
It's going to cover my whole wing dang doodle.
Those are hips and legs.
I was like...
because you've never seen them
Well,
before.
I'm
I've
trying
got
to
20 of
figure
those to
out
go around,
where
so-
they're meeting. They're meeting right basically at the V.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Jay,
Shut
that's
up.
just Photoshop.
I'm new to this. Normally I'm dressed like a Mormon. And then Derek actually sent a full email after his quick little ace email, and he said, so...
2 emails in a week?
I
Thank you,
know, I'm
Derek.
really happy. I love that we hear from everyone so much. Actually, he sent a third
Thank
one,
God.
but it was just kind of a random comment that wasn't for the show. But he said, so, can you help me understand how the death episode seemed more lighthearted than the adulting episode? That was the scariest podcast ever.
Well, it's because adulting is hard, and dying, you kind of got to do it
Die.
when it's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It's
you don't
funny.
have to adult anymore. I mean, this all makes a lot of sense.
And then if you go to the right funeral home, it's amazing. So, and he's still dead.
Schedule your Boise, Idaho getaway today.
Now
The
expanding the
Beards
Boys
Sundries Wacky Tacky Funeral Home, brought to you by Johnson and Johnson and Johnson and Johnson and Johnson, but not
But
Johnson.
not Johnson.
I also want to tie back to the conspiracy theory podcast because after 50 or so podcasts, we've discovered that Anthony's government, now I can't even say it right, or government for you educated types, name is
That's
William,
conspiracy.
and Joe's government was almost Ace. What other secrets are you boys hiding? Conspiracy indeed.
You're asking a lot of questions, Daddy Derek.
Yeah,
I didn't realize I hadn't disclosed
who you've been
my first
talking to.
name because I always forget. Like, my boss the other day at work was like, hey, I need to figure out what to put on this form. So what's your middle initial? And I was like, ooh, we're about to have a weird conversation because we worked together for half a year.
Well, and then Jay, you did that great TikTok about my government name. You should have done the Bill Criswell Ford TikTok.
I know
Oh my
it's in my
God.
list. He continues on. Finally, here are a few additional things that would give Bitch McConnell another stroke.
I want to
Chick-fil-A opening on Sunday.
I almost had a Chick-fil-A one that didn't make the episode.
Hobby Lobby employees required to say Happy Holidays to embrace all types of celebrations. Kentucky changes its state slogan to Black Lives Matter, and Florida changes its slogan to Love is Love.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
That would put Ron DeSantis in a coma.
That would put, yeah.
That would put all of Kentucky into a coma.
Especially the fried chicken.
And
Ooh.
at very poor timing, his last one was Democrats convince 5 Republicans to vote Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House, making it the first time a Democrat is elected Speaker despite not having the majority, which ironically today during recording, just a few hours earlier, they finally landed on their hard right
Yeah.
Louisiana idiot.
I saw that
yeah.
today. Speaker of the Blouse.
Oh, Speaker of the Blouse.
Lord.
With a K. Or maybe with a KKK.
That's more likely.
And Mike responded whenever we asked what
Hi, Mike.
instrument he played last
Hi,
week.
Mike.
And he said saxophone player here. Did concert?
The gobble
marching?
pipe?
You're not going to send us a sample of Careless Whisper through voicemail?
But please
Please do.
All I can hear when I take a saxophone is like back in junior high when you're hearing wah, 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 wah.
All I wanted in life was to play alto sax when I was growing up.
Oh, that's
I
a
don't know
cool
when
one.
that stopped, but like that's what I wanted for forever. And there was a kid in class with me who played alto sax. And you got to understand, Beardos, my school did not have music programs. Like, we just didn't have it. So he was doing this on his own. And I thought it was the coolest fucking thing. And he was cool. I reflect on it now and I'm like, we were like 15. And I remember him like pulling up in his parents' van and he just took the damn thing. I wonder what happened to him.
I think I would have been a bass
took the
saxophone
van?
player if I did any of those.
Yeah, he was underage, took the van, just drove it into town.
In
Like,
Glencoe, I'd believe it.
yeah, I wonder whatever happened to that guy. Can't remember his name. He had huge ears, though. Giant ears. Like,
He flew away.
maybe.
Was he a
He
twink?
was too cool for this life. I don't think so. But, you know,
So we couldn't
when you're
float
that
away.
age, like, you can't tell. Nobody knows what anybody
That's
is.
true. You haven't really adapted.
Fun
to
fact,
your-
Beardos, Anthony himself used to be a twink.
I
I
was a
did.
twink for sure,
I
too.
did. Yeah.
Oh my god,
And
Jay, you
then
were
I
such a
became
fucking twink when I met you.
A muscle twink at some point. In the way that I had abs and, like, obliques.
Nope, I was just Twinkie Twink. I would have been one of those.
Yep.
I would have basically been one of those memes that was like, when twinks tell me, "Yeah, I want you to bang," or what is it? I want you to bang my fat ass or something. But it's a picture of like a skeleton, like all bent forward. Like I was.
Yeah, feel
thin.
my fucking my hip bones, daddy.
I was picking up my prescription today at Costco, and this guy kind of like cut out in front of me, and I got mad for half a second until he got in front of me, and I was like, whoa, this man has been cursed with negative ass. There is just, it's less there. He's wearing a belt, but I fear for his life because there's nothing there to hold any of it up.
Sir, what do you do
He's got
if you
the
fall
good
on
old
your
Bob's
ass?
Burger physique.
No.
He had like a little bit of a muffin top, but it was, and I'm not one to talk there. That's not a judgment by any means, considering how big I am. But like, it was the severe, like it was, imagine you're looking
It's so
at a
strange.
wall,
I've seen it before too.
and then like it just curves inwards.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
The belt is there, but what is it doing?
What's
what
it
is
doing?
hanging around?
How is it holding on to anything?
Anthony, if you could describe them, would it be like two mismatched people sewn together at the hip?
Not the way that you described it in the Noir story. More of
Not like they were cut in half on Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
And as they were putting
So-
the bodies back together, they're like, I guess these will work.
But yeah,
It's
it
like
was
two
wild.
mismatched socks. Yeah, just put them together. Whatever. Fuck it.
But it did have the curious effect of immediately diffusing my anger, because I was like, whoa, holy shit, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to like exist around you. Like, I'm sorry life did this to you.
Irate to empathetic. How sweet.
Well, you know,
You're really having a philanthropic day. That's for sure.
I was there to pick up my blood pressure meds, not my anxiety meds. So at least I was on the
Oh
good
fuck!
stuff.
I haven't taken my pills yet. Damn it. Okay. Anyway.
Well, Mike, after letting us know he played the saxophone, said he did concert, marching, and jazz band through high school and college, where he majored in music education and now teaches
Oh,
band for
nice.
a living. Through
Good for
teaching.
him.
Oh, you
Good
really
on you,
you
Mike.
followed through all the way.
Yeah,
Wow.
I definitely didn't. Through teaching, I've gotten pretty good at clarinet and flute now, too, which I have never been able to get a flute to sound good, ever. Clarinet?
That
Sure,
just
I have
means-
one.
I mean, good on you for continuing to put wood in your mouth every single day at work. That's so
Listen.
brave.
A flute is a brass instrument. Grow up.
No, it's not.
Is there a reed?
No, but it's technically a woodwind. Google
But
it.
it's not brass. Or, I mean,
It's
God
not
damn it.
brass. Actually, it's nickel.
Oh, is that a Freudian slip?
No, it's just there's
Actually,
no wood on it.
flutes are made of nickel, not brass.
Yeah, but that's still not wood.
So that'll be 5 cents that I lay down a flute. It's made of nickel.
Ugh, God. Anyways.
Mike, I would love to know where you're teaching. I don't know. I almost majored in music in college like all the other gays, but I didn't follow through with it.
Mike, tell us what kept you going, because I didn't make it. I only did a year, and then I was like, I'm out.
Anyways, thank you, Mike.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, all of you. That was a really good week of user content. Keep it up.
Yes, it
That's
was.
fun.
I'm so content with all the content.
Ha!
Oh my god. Anyways, do we have any horror stories?
I have a couple horror stories.
Deep in the bowels of Aisle 4, when the only light is the crimson glow of the emergency exit sign, gather round the boater box and prepare yourself for Beards and Sundries horror stories.
This is the last week of horror stories. I hope we're going out with a bang bang, with a bing bang bong.
Wing
What
dang
the fuck
doodle,
was it?
a bing bang boodle.
Wing dang doodle. A bing bang beat and a bing bang bing.
And no poison
Oh my
ivy.
God.
Ooh, itchy.
Let's hope not.
Guys, we heard from Toad from Minneapolis.
Hi, Toad.
Hey, girl.
So I knew
Let's
this was
hear it.
coming, but I didn't know. I don't know what it is. He just said that he sent something. So I'm excited because.
Well, here we
yeah,
go.
Just excited.
Back in the mid-2000s, I was dorming in campus while doing grad school in Honolulu. One evening, I hooked up with a visiting exchange student who I recognized from my undergrad college days. It was very memorable, since the guy was distinctly named after an animal, and we chatted about our former college during post-coital cuddles. Post-coital? Is that right?
Oh, Armadillo,
Yeah.
it's you again.
Post-coital cuddles. Yeah, he's got
Okay,
it right.
I said that right. Alligator.
What?
Oh, God, sloth.
What's the animal name?
It didn't
Are we
say.
getting
Oh my
there?
god, his name is Binturong.
Oh my god. Okay, keep going.
It's Anteater. Flash.
Arthur. Now who's staring at the camera?
Flash forward to
Okay.
last year. The same guy messaged me on Instagram. After some small talk, I reminded him of that encounter years ago. But he said he's never been to Honolulu and never done any exchange student program. I was so sure that it was him until this bombshell. Now I'm still wondering who the heck I messed around with all those years ago. Even today, in my mental image, it was definitely him with this distinctive name. Spooky.
What the
It was
fuck?
a ghost. Ooh.
Well, you know how
It was his
But
cousin.
really, no, what?
Ooh.
how they keep talking about
His cousin
how
was in the closet.
What's his name? Frog? Like, what's going on here? What was the name? We need to know.
Yeah, tell us now. Tell us. Because you don't know who he is
Yeah,
anymore. We
really
have to
need
know.
Oh, he didn't tell
I'm
you the name.
No,
I'm
he
gonna
really
text
didn't.
you tomorrow, so I'm texting you tomorrow, which would technically be in the past by now, but I'm gonna message you and find out.
This
who
totally
is.
hot guy. His name is
Giraffe.
Horn Spoonbill.
Horn Spoonbill, blue-footed booby.
Booby.
George
His
Tropicana.
name. George.
That's funny. We don't have a George
Oh,
Tropicana at our
He's
school.
Puerto Rican?
Glass. George Glass. I've never heard of George
Sure, Jam.
Glass.
At our skew.
At
Well,
our school.
Toad, I completely understand that because I've had sex with ghosts too. It just happens sometimes.
Nah, I can't remember half the men I've been with. I'm just getting old.
I don't remember some of the guys I was with in undergrad either, so it happens to all of us.
If
I was
you're an
trying to
old
remember
hookup,
the
let me
name of
know.
that guy that I hooked up with
For my own sake.
that was like that I told the story about like last Halloween, who told me he loved me, and I cannot remember his name for the life of me.
I mean, my Kansas life, my brain's just like, who are you? Like,
More like
Yeah.
Kansas.
If you're like listening, guys, please
Anyways.
let me know, because it's only for my
Yeah,
mental
remind me
health.
who you
Oh
are.
my god, I
Tell me
can't
what
wait
your
to
name
write a
is.
fake story to Jay on the email. It's me, your long lost lover from Kansas.
Oh my god, I'm gonna try and keep this.
Chattington.
I'm gonna keep this really short. But whenever I met some of my best friends, I won't say their names on this, but whenever I met some of my best friends and I lived with them for a while, I was on Manhunt quite a bit, and one of them made a fake account once, and he messaged me, and like I'd been telling my friends about this guy that was kind of really creepy and what he wanted to do and all.
They were all catfishing you?
He catfished me, and he messaged me on this fake account, and he goes, I've been hearing around town that this is what you like. And it was like all the creepy stuff that this guy wanted to do. And he's like, I want you to ride my fursicle. And I was sitting there.
Wait. Okay, which one was it? Was it Ice or Marriott?
Ice.
Okay, I can see that.
It was.
I would have like printed it out for you and like bound it and made a book for you for Christmas.
It was my. Now it's a fucking amazing memory. But at that moment when I was reading this message, I was like, this whole town now thinks that this is the creepy stuff I like. And I'm like hyperventilating on the couch. And I'm like, I have to close my account. And the only reason I figured it out is because my friend is sitting on his chair with his laptop. And he's like going. And I was like, this is you. It's fucking you. And then he like bust out laughing. And
oh my God.
So for years, like fursicle has just been a joke now.
You got catfished by your best friend.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just,
You know, a lot of times that turn into a rom-com, so I guess you dodged a bullet, or you dodged a fursicle. It would be.
oh God, my stomach still turns at the thought of like reading that message and seeing that hideous picture that he had.
Jesus.
Anyways, are you ready for our next horror story?
Yeah, do it.
I'm ready.
This one's from Anonymous.
All right.
This one's titled Cat's Cradle.
Meow.
What about the silver spoon and Little Boy Blue and the Man on the Moon?
You didn't even give me a chance to fucking say it. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Okay, well then say it.
I'm reading. College was...
Fursicle was... Oh.
God damn it.
God.
Fuck you guys. College was a wild time. It was a smorgasbord of peen, and I had a libido of a Scottish rugby team. God, I love this guy's descriptions. However...
I gotta say, real quick, before you continue, because we said Scottish rugby team, Joe showed me this, like, porn clip one day of this Scottish guy, and it was really hot right up until he was about to, like, blow. And then he said,
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
And then he said, wing dang doodle, I'm about to blow.
I just remember being like, oh, yeah, oh.
He said it, and I was like, oh no, I can't sleep with anyone Scottish now.
I'll just laugh.
Anyways, continue. Okay. Scottish rugby team.
It was like that time I was watching that like quadruple penetration porn, and I was just sitting there going, eee. Why does this look so awful? Anyways. However, this led to some not so great experiences. One that tops it all happened my sophomore year of college. This was the days of pre-Facebook, but good old sites like gay.com, chat rooms, and Manhunt existed, which were the primary ways I found my hookups, like Fursicle.
Adam for Adam.
One afternoon, as I skipped classes, I cruised around gay.com chat rooms and joined my local city room. I quickly started chatting with a guy, and we realized we both went to the same college. He was a grad student and a good few years older than me. We decided to meet up for a movie that evening. I don't remember any of the movie or what it even was, as we spent most of it kissing and groping each other. Obviously, we made our way back to his apartment, off campus. It felt so fancy. I was hooking up with a cute grad student. And I assumed, as a young sophomore, since he was a grad student, he clearly would have had his shit together.
You know, that is so true. When you're in college, you really think that grad students are like the epitome of like college adults and they really have it all figured out when really they really don't.
Yeah, you think they're like the most professional, sophisticated people, and then I have met plenty of grad students that I'm like, the fuck's wrong with you?
It's like those memes where it's like you show up to someone's hookup and it's super dirty and gross, and they're just like, ooh, he's quirky.
When we stepped into his apartment, it was incredibly obvious that I was 100% wrong. This very, very put-together looking grad student had the messiest, most disgusting apartment I have ever laid eyes on.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage, stacks of papers and books, clothes,
pizza boxes,
old food scattered everywhere.
Oh no.
See?
That
called it.
Oh.
That's when I spotted the mattress on the floor. It was almost unrecognizable with the amount of junk surrounding and covering it. My head was telling me
he's different.
He's different. He's quirky. He's
not like other guys.
He's natural. He's not caught up in this chemical world of cleaners.
He's a minimalist. He doesn't believe in furniture.
He likes to decompose his food in the middle of his house.
He's into compost core.
He's really thought-provoked because he likes to deconstruct before he goes to bed. Literally dig through garbage.
Oh my god.
He's a raccoon. He's not like a bear or a cub. He's a raccoon. Okay, go ahead.
Seriously?
My head was telling me to get the fuck out, but my dick was telling me to stay.
Yeah. Well,
So I stayed.
Proud of you.
He cleared the mattress, turned off the lights, and we got to business. You know, and that is a real gentleman's move.
So romantic.
Don't slip on that dirty pizza box.
Candles. It's citronella. Oh my god. The bugs.
It's 3-day-old orange juice. I love the citrus smell.
Yo. Come on, just continue.
A few minutes in, I felt something brush my arm. I freaked a little, but the grad school guy assured me it was just his cat.
No way.
As my eyes adjusted, I was able to make out the form of a cat staring at me. We continued our homosexual sleaze. I was on my back and things were getting pretty hot and heavy. We were moaning loudly, so loud that I wasn't able to hear the gagging noises. Then, without warning, a stream of hot, stinky liquid spurted onto my chest.
Oh no.
That's the wrong kind of liquid on your chest.
My stomach is like turning right now. I screamed, pushing him off me. He quickly got up and switched on the light. Oh, I don't know if I can get through this. It was then that I saw the pile of cat puke sliding down my chest.
Oh,
just give me a second. Okay. I almost vomited. The grad guy was super apologetic and quickly got me a wet towel and wiped it up. But the stench of the cat puke stuck to my skin. Oh god, I can't handle this. I started to get up and put on my clothes when the grad guy had the audacity to stop me and ask if he could finish. I stared at him blankly for a few seconds and then silently finished dressing and quickly left his apartment. As I walked away from the building, I looked up and saw his asshole cat just glaring at me with what I thought was a smile on its face. This is why I will not fuck in the same room as a cat to this day. Okay, I have a decently strong stomach, and I was a little concerned at that.
You guys, Poe could never. The black cat, not even close.
You know, I had a low point in my life after college where I too had a studio apartment that was very small and I had a bed on the floor. Now, I had a box spring on the floor with a mattress on top, still a bed on the floor, go ahead and judge. I kept that apartment pretty decent. I never had trash all over the floor surrounding the bed.
A stack of pizza boxes as your nightstand.
I took them outside.
I will
I never let them
say,
rot inside the apartment.
when I met Joe, he was with somebody else and they lived in a different place. When I started dating Joe, he lived in that apartment. And I sucked him silly on that mattress 3 times in one night.
And you know what didn't happen? I didn't have a cat, and it did not throw up on your chest.
That's true. That did not happen.
I feel like I've always had a decently clean place.
It wasn't. Listen, I've been at worse by leaps and bounds worse than Joe's apartment, but it was just that one thing where I was like, "There's a lot of beard hair in this sink." Like a lot.
It was a roof over my head in between working 3 different jobs at that point, 3 different part-time jobs, and it was just a place for me to lay my head and sleep between them.
Yeah, that made sense.
And so every night I wiped the pile of garbage off my bed, finished on some boy, and then went to sleep. The end.
Anyways, Anonymous. Holy shit.
That probably was the best ending to horror stories we could have had, because it was literally horrible.
Oh my god, I know. I don't know. It doesn't. Where do we go from here? How do we do
when he
this?
talked about
How do we do
when
this in future Halloween episodes? Like how?
When he talked about looking back up and seeing the cat glaring at him in the window, I thought of Scary Movie 2, where the cat just raises its middle finger like this. It's like,
I think I know why you're mad. I went poopy in your litter box.
Oh my god.
Help! My pussy's gone crazy!
I don't know. What do we do next Halloween? Because that's pretty much the standard now. Beardos, when you submit your horror stories next year, I want you to keep this story in mind, because it's the gold standard now.
I bet the Beardos can come up with some other stuff too for us. You got a whole year.
I've got a few that I could probably give you of my own.
Guys, go put yourself in precarious situations where you may have a really good story for next year.
Lord.
Well, coming off the heels of our super scary conclusion to horror stories for 2023, let's move on. Does somebody have something to check out?
I have something to check out this week. So my something to check out this week is also horror related, because it's Halloween, and we're airing this just before Spooky Month ends, and I want you guys to go check out Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix. You need to watch it. It is so fucking good. I don't care if you like Poe. I don't care if you like horror. If you love a great drama series, you're going to love this. It is incredibly well written. It's incredibly well produced. The acting is top notch. I cannot think of a better drama series that I have watched in recent memory. It is so good. The characters are well fleshed out. The stories do Poe justice, but you don't have to be familiar with those stories to understand what's happening in the series. You get a very full story from beginning to end without ever having any background on any of it. You're going to love it. I promise. Joe can attest to this.
Mike Flanagan really said, I'm going to give the gays everything they want. And Beardos, I'll tell you this. Currently, as of this recording, on October 25th, 2023, as we're recording this, there are currently 2 groups of gays in the U.S. There are the gays who have seen the series, and there are gays who have not seen the series. And I'm genuinely jealous of those of you who have not seen it yet, because it is amazing.
I've watched it twice, and it's great both times around. I watched it myself because, God love Joe, I couldn't stop watching it once I started, and he wasn't home when I was watching it most of the time. And then I just forced he and our friend Colby to watch it while we were visiting Colby. For the short amount of time we had, I forced them to watch this entire series.
And there is a fantastic meme going around right now, and it's a picture of a gay person with their mouth like this, like with a gasping face, and it says, me watching the House of Usher fall on a show called The Fall of the House of Usher.
It's so good. You've got to watch it, Beardos. If you haven't seen it, I don't think Jay has seen it because he's acting very like subdued.
Oh man, that'd be a great weekend
it.
viewing for you and your boyfriend.
What'd you say it was on?
You're watching Halloween.
On Netflix.
Oh, okay. So
it's Mike Flanagan, who's the great mind behind Haunting of Hill House, The Haunting of Bly Manor, the movie Hush, and what's the other one? Midnight Mass. That's right.
The Midnight Club. He directed Dr. Sleep.
And his whole group of people that were in Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor come back for this series, and they're all just fantastic in it.
It's fucking great. And Carla Gugino, who is the titular Raven in the series, or Verna, as it were, she delivers sex. Beardos, if I ever wonder if I'm bisexual, I watched that second episode and I'm like, yeah, I am fully fucking bisexual. What the fuck? She's so hot. Anyways.
So I'm getting mad at all these streaming companies raising their prices, that I'm getting to the point that what I start doing is when I'm not watching them, I cancel them, and then I compile a list of shows that I want to like binge watch. And so Netflix currently is canceled, and then in December, when the second half of The Crown comes out, I'm gonna binge watch a bunch of shows that month that I paid for it.
You're missing out because all of the
if you can wait until December, you're stronger than I am.
It's so good. I think it's easy to wait because you don't know, but like, Jay, it's fucking incredible. It's currently rated 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put it on the list. Maybe I'll get Netflix early just for that, just to give a tiny bit of money.
Maybe we should go through our subscriptions and trim some fat.
I do for sure. We need to. I also pirate stuff.
And
I don't pirate stuff. That's not true on air. I've never done that. When I say I pirate stuff, I mean I barter my work for money during my working hours by making a wage like capitalism demands, and I go home and I pay subscription services to watch their shows.
I'm just so annoyed. Every day I feel like I'm getting an email now that, oh, your subscription price is going up. And I'm just like, okay, that's it. I'm just going to start sticking to random services, and then whenever I want another one, I'll compile a list of what I want to watch and fly through it.
Oh, Jay, we know you know all about random services.
You know, if they just started Gable TV, they advertised it a while back on our podcast.
So you guys should go check it out. Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix. It's fantastic. But Joe, I hear you have a game for us this evening.
Yay!
That's right, boys. I have crafted a game to close out Spoopy Month. All right, boys. This is a game that I am calling Guess Who Killer Edition. All right, so I have gone through a couple of different websites and articles, and I have compiled a list of 11 famous notorious serial killers. I am going to give you 3 clues apiece. You can feel free to guess whenever you want, but you only get 2 guesses each. Okay. Whoever guesses first gets the point, and if neither of you guess it right, I get the point.
Okay.
Joe wins.
Some of these are easy, some of them are not easy, so we'll see where your random knowledge lies.
Easy based off of what you know, because that could be hard for us.
Easy based off general knowledge, and some of these are super simple. I think I don't think you'll have trouble with a couple of them.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Ready.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. So, number 1. I opened a hotel in Chicago in 1893 for the World's Fair. I locked my victims in soundproof vaults and gas chambers. I was caught and hanged in 1896.
Fuck, I can't remember his name.
I vaguely know the story, but I can't remember the name at all.
Shit.
So is that a forfeit from you, Anthony?
Yeah.
I have to forfeit.
Okay. That killer's name is H.H. Holmes.
That's fucking it. That's why I said we couldn't do initials. God damn it.
All right, that's a point for me. All righty, number 2. I killed 7 men in Florida between 1989 and 1990. I claimed all of my murders were in self-defense. I was executed by lethal injection in 2002. I have a bonus clue if you guys want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was portrayed on film by Charlize Theron.
Eileen Wuornos.
That's it. In the film
no clue.
Monster, Miss Eileen Wuornos. Alrighty, moving right along, number 3. I was dubbed the Night Stalker for invading homes at night and murdering 13 people in California in 1984
Don't
and
remember his
1985.
name. I only know it as the Night Stalker. I know that he was running through a Hispanic neighborhood and was captured.
I left satanic pentagrams at some of the murder scenes. I died of cancer on death row in 2013.
You think they could have killed him once they found out he had cancer? But then they were like, "Nah, that's worse."
Nah,
There's so many rules about death row.
Yeah, I don't know his name besides Night Stalker, and I watched the series. I just can't remember.
I don't even know who the Night Stalker is, so I'm gonna have to pass on this.
That was a
great.
that's a great Netflix show. But I'll have to forfeit too because I will.
I'll
never
give you a
remember his name.
hint. Jay was close when he said Hispanic neighborhoods.
Was it?
If that steers you in any kind of correct direction.
Was it Jose something?
Nope.
No, it wasn't.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
racist.
I just was like, I remember his face, and I don't know. Go ahead. I'll forfeit because I'll never get his name.
Well, the Night Stalker was a nickname for Mr. Richard Ramirez.
I remember that, but only from American Horror Story Hotel.
Extremely vague. Vaguely remember that. I always just summed it up as the Night Stalker.
As any good gay with their historical facts, we remember from American Horror Story. Thank you, Lady Gaga.
Nah, I started
Lady Gaga.
I started forgetting them after Jessica Lange.
So did she. Alrighty, moving on. Number 4. I murdered 10 people, including my grandparents and mother in the 1970s. I am 6'9" and targeted young female hitchhikers, earning the nickname the Co-ed Killer. I remain in prison to this day.
It wasn't Ted Bundy, was it?
The Co-ed Killer?
It is not Ted Bundy.
I didn't think so, but...
And it wasn't John Wayne Gacy.
Good guess, though.
Was it?
It's not John Wayne Gacy.
Why does this sound familiar?
The Co-ed Killer? I don't know. Jason Voorhees.
Not Jason Voorhees.
The only other guess
You
I
got
have
one more
is
guess, Jay.
Dr. Annal Beeds.
Oh,
Well,
shut up.
that is incorrect. That's a different kind of slay. But the answer to this one is Edmund Kemper.
I would have never guessed that either. Boy, I'm going to go with... Sorry, Derek with the good beard.
Don't feel bad. I majored in criminology, and I didn't know that one either. All right. Number 5. I killed about 30 women, but it's speculated that I actually killed over 100.
Now, is this Ted Bundy?
I tricked my victims into being... This is Ted Bundy.
Okay.
Very good, Jay.
I was
Good
like,
on
wait a
you,
minute, because
Jay.
I know it's a bunch of people.
The next 2 clues were, I tricked my victims into being captured by putting my arm in a sling and feigning injury with my good looks.
Yep.
And the third fact
Yeah.
was, I was executed in 1989.
Yep.
All right. Number 6. I murdered at least 110 girls and young women in Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru between 1969 and 1980. My nickname was the Monster of the Andes. I was caught in 1998, declared insane, and then released, and my current whereabouts are currently unknown.
Holy shit.
Wow. That's just alarming.
The Yeti?
Yeah. The insulated
No.
thermal cup?
Cousin Eddie?
Right. I really don't know. I don't know.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know this one at all. At all.
Cesar Chavez?
Well, no.
Bin Laden?
Che Guevara?
The known labor rights activist from California? No, it was not Cesar Chavez. He slayed a different way, okay?
Anyways, no, I don't know who it is. I'm gonna have to pass after I guess three times.
This was Pedro Lopez.
Nope, no idea.
And he is
No
creepy
clue.
looking. All right, lucky number 7. I murdered 10 people in Kansas between 1974 and 1991.
BTK.
Yep.
And
God damn it.
what is his name?
I sent taunting letters to the police, signed BTK, which stood for Bind, Torture, Kill.
Oh my god.
I was caught in 2005 and given 10 consecutive life sentences for my murders.
Jay, you shook his hand.
I know, but I always know him as BTK. Jesus.
I know.
I don't ever keep track of their real names. This is...
I
It's on the-
don't know his real name either.
It's on the
so
tip of
I
my
don't know.
tongue. Just...
I would say give it to Jay. I mean, that's the BTK killer.
La, 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 la. God.
I
What
don't
is his
know.
name?
You know what? I'm feeling charitable tonight. I'll go ahead and give that to you, Jay, for getting the BTK killer before I gave you the clue about the BTK.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck is his name?
His actual government name is Dennis Rader.
Yes! Ah! God, I'm so mad that I could not get that to...
They should have called him
Really?
Dennis the Menace.
I knew we were doing this game, but I didn't do any sort of research on serial killers before we started this.
Neither
and
did
I'm
I.
So bad at this.
All right, number 8. I was an English doctor who killed my patients with lethal injections
Jack
between
the Ripper?
1975 and 1998. It is not Jack the Ripper.
Obviously not. I got a little too excited.
What was this
In
guy's name?
1998.
Didn't he have a documentary on Netflix? I don't remember his name, though.
My number of victims is over 215, making me one of the most prolific serial killers in history.
Wow.
I hanged myself in prison in 2004 at the age of 57.
I don't know the name at all, but I vaguely know this story.
I don't even know the story. So, Winston Churchill.
Yeah, no, it was not Winston Churchill. Oh, Winston. Kill.
Winston.
Injection.
God.
Well, it wasn't Winston Churchill. Sorry, Anthony. Did you have any guesses,
Yeah,
Jay?
I had to forfeit.
Okay. This was Harold Shipman.
Oh,
Wouldn't have
yeah.
known that.
Wouldn't have guessed.
All right, I've put you guys through the ringer enough. These last 3 should be a little easier. All right. Number 9. There is a famous photo of me posing with First Lady Rosalind Carter.
John Wayne Gacy?
Yep.
That's it, John Wayne Gacy.
Hey,
I
knew
was
that
waiting-
one.
Particularly evil man.
I was waiting for the next clue because I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the guy, but I want to confirm. But good job, Anthony.
Facts number 2 and 3 are pretty common
Thank you.
knowledge. Number 2, I tortured and murdered 33 teenage boys and young men between 1972 and 1978.
That would have been my
and
cellar.
I buried 26 of my victims in the
Under
crawl
my
space
house.
under my house.
Wow.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that too.
Ugh, the creepy photos of him being a clown at birthday parties.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. Number 10. I murdered at least 5 people, but claim to have killed over 30.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
I taunted the... Not Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, fuck.
I taunted the police by sending letters and ciphers to the newspaper.
Zodiac Killer.
The Zodiac Killer. That one
Ted
goes
Cruz.
to Anthony.
Yeah, definitely. Ted Cruz.
The last clue was my identity still remains unknown.
Yep.
All right. Going into the last one, current scores are Anthony with 3, Jay with 2, and me with 5.
Of course.
So,
We might win, Anthony. No.
Jay, you have a chance to tie for second place.
Yay!
Final clue, number 11.
Jeffrey
I
Dahmer.
murdered at least... No, it's not Jeffrey Dahmer.
I tried.
Son of Sam.
A hamburger. No. I murdered at least 5 women in London in 1888.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
that was
I don't-
Anthony.
I don't know why
Hell
my brain
yeah.
was like, Jack, no, Johnny the Ripper. And I'm like, no, what the fuck?
Johnny the Ripper.
Johnny Slob my ripper.
Johnny the Scraper.
Johnny the Throat
He didn't
Slitter.
kill him,
Learned
but
by
he-
the ruthless way I carried out my crimes, and my case was never solved, and I became infamous for how I eluded the police. Mr. Jack the Ripper.
Yep. I mean, it was the late 1800s. How are you infamous for how you eluded the police? You just weren't there when the crime was committed. I mean, Jesus
Became
fucking Christ.
infamous.
You sprayed
Like,
your DNA
you
everywhere
killed him,
and then walked
and then
off.
you left.
All right,
Okay,
that means
so
the
Joe
final
wins.
scores are Anthony with 4, Jay with 2, and today's winner, me with 5.
Don't clap for him. Fuck him.
I was clapping for me, not Joe. I was just proud I scored.
Beardos, when the killer is in your house and the music is playing spooky music, you can get help very slowly from our hotline at 405-999-2242.
I don't recommend calling us in an emergency, though.
No, but, for funsies.
And Beardos, even though Michael with a K has not been brought to justice yet, we're still seeking justice for the end of our lunch break. If you'd like to help us out, make sure to go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media sites for any additional sundries that we add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 Johnsons and leave a review. We'd love to hear from you, and those ratings are what get us found by more people. We'd be honored if you could help us grow by doing that simple task. Just each one of you telling a friend about our podcast would double our growth.
Hey, puss, go check out our new webpage and our social medias, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Threads. Comment, make suggestions. We'd love to hear from you and solve our case. Email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com.
So, from all of us here at Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to...
I forgot the phrase I was going to use.
Love yourself.
There's more to it.
Love yourself, us, and there's some laundry.
Love yourself, because you're a beautiful dish in my eyes.
That's right. We already think you're the bee's knees.
The cat's pajamas.
And you're the kitten's pussy. Goodbye.
Bye,
It's the
puss.
hams, the hams.
Ooh.
Bye, Beardo.
Bye.